Hunter for him because their number one, to me, it was power and money that they focused on. Because you had this crackhead who ultimately, much they call him, what's his name, Fredo, like from the Godfather, who was the one that was a loose lips.
Yeah.
He was their Fredo. And so he'd go around, he's a crackhead. Crackheads are unstable, yet you're putting him around to go do these deals all in China and Russia, all over, and Ukraine. It's like, if I know you're a liability, yet I still put you out there, you don't care about this thing. You just know you're so hungry for the power, you're so hungry for the money. You don't care. You're going to find your way out there. You've seen Joe Biden stuff from back in when it was black and white. Lying there, lie. So why would then we believe he'd all of a sudden turn around here?
What did he tell about the blacks? He didn't want it to turn into a jungle.
Racial jungle. Yeah, he's with his son. He's like, this guy's he's been like this for a long time. The media has been covering for him for a long time.
But people see that now. He said that, a racial jungle.
Yeah.
That's racism.
I said that on that first Beverly Hills rally when we were walking down Rodeo, and I had a bunch of black folks laughing. I'm like, right? But they'll call me names, like Coon, Uncle Tom. This guy can literally not only say this, but even worse, pass legislation that has locked up more black people than slavery. More black people have been locked up from Joe Biden than there were slaves, bro. Think about that.
But who are all those people? If they don't lock the criminals, who are those people that get locked in?
They're random kids that mess up. The 3-strike rule, that was Clinton, helped out with that. So then you had a little piece of something when you had Kamala making sure that these men stay in jail even longer here in California alone with those policies.
Facts.
Those are facts on the ground. So when they ask who's the racist, I said it earlier, Democrats have been the racist. So I say, yes, there is systemic racism done by the Democrats. LBJ said we're going to have these niggas voting for us for over 200 years. We're 80 years in. We're 80 years in.
That's facts as well.
I didn't say it.
He said
it. I didn't say it. I'm just a mailman. You know what I mean? Like anyone watching want to get, that can't be. Hey, okay, please. I wish this wasn't true. I'm not saying this because I'm like, it could be true. No, I wish this wasn't true, but I was lied to too. I fell for it as well. But you start to do some research, you start to look in on it, and you're like, oh, Republicans and conservatives have good ideas, but have terrible marketing. The left has terrible ideas and great marketing.
Yeah, but how many Republicans are just deported for the Uni Party? 80%, 90%?
I mean, I would say
if it wasn't Donald,
yeah,
Republicans would be with the Democrats in the same bed.
I think Donald Trump. It was. I said this to my big brother the other day. He was a man for this time. Because there's so many people, much like when I said about running for office right now, and when I'd go around and I saw this in the 2020 Trump rallies, people for so long have been inundated with the left mentality from television, films, music, billboards, everywhere you look, it's the left mentality. Schools are about 95 to 98% of the teachers there are all liberals. So human beings are they're scared creatures by nature. Revolutionary War, we only had 3% fight. So it tells me that we do need leadership to come and shake things up, or if somebody goes, I'm not going to put my neck out there. That's the nature, is to not put your neck out there. But to put your neck out there, and the Bible says it 365 times, be not afraid. Because I'm like, for every day of the year. God knew, man, we're going to be scared creatures. I got to remind them, don't be afraid. Trust me. Don't be afraid. Trust me. Go be bold, be bold, be bold, be bold. Yet what do we do? And what the left talks about? Random white guy, men want to destroy women. We don't tell the parents about the kid. Everything's about fear this, fear that, fear this. Only comes from one side. So I call them the death cult. So
yeah, but from time to time, some kind of Harvey Weinstein occurs, and we're like, yeah, this is a piece of shit, man. Yeah,
because even what they
white
do,
guy, piece of shit, man.
Yep, and what they do is then they use the plan that already been played out. They use the seasoning they put on the culture. Oh, old white guy told you. But don't look any further and see that he's been best friends with Oprah. Don't look any further and see that he's done this with so many of those women that came out and say, me too. You're Angelina Jolie, you're who's that one? Blake Lively, Gwyneth Paltrow. All these people that come up and say, me too, but they won't get back that money and opportunity that they took
the
from
Oscars.
Right? They didn't. Oh, they're there though. They're still there. They're still there. Well, hey, if it was so bad, why don't you give up that money? No, nothing. No, okay, yeah, me too. So and now they're letting him out. And we can look into Oprah and we find out all those kids that in Haiti and in her place in Africa that have been assaulted. And the fact she's following these yoga gurus that are sitting there assaulting people. No, shush, don't say nothing. In Hawaii, we can get into that. What happened in Maui after that? Oh no, shush, don't say nothing. Harvey Weinstein's a bad guy, and they quietly try to let him out now. So yeah, these guys are sick. They're sick and evil. They're sick and evil people, and that's just that's for how I see it. And I think we have to start speaking for what we see now. We can't be like, well, and both sides do, and they kind of no, they're not. Both sides aren't trying to kill babies after they're born. You know what I mean? Like, it's a big difference, bro.
23 days.
It's a big difference, right? It's like there is no, the Republican side has their issues, but they're not trying to chop babies. They're not trying to chop kids up and lie to parents about it. In law.
But 23 days after the child is born, I believe that's even too much for the left.
Nope. They passed it. They passed it.
Yeah, but not the people passed it. The representatives.
The representative in a supermajority, which is a representative of where the people believe the people are. And the people don't really know because you sit there and you give them I would say like headline stories to move with, right? Like, Trump's racist or racism this and another racist that. You don't give them the details. They just say where the devil is in the details, right?
Yeah.
They don't want to give them that. You give the headline and then everyone's outraged. And then there you go. Then women are wearing pink hats and shirtless walking down the street just because a guy gets elected being like, freedom. And I'm like, you guys are idiots. What are you talking about? Indecency is freedom? This is so wild. It's so wild, man. And I talked to a sheriff and those laws where, they want to hide abortions and all that stuff from parents and medical records. Sheriff was like, do you know how many abusers take these young girls to the hospitals for them to get abortion? Now they just pass laws where they don't have to tell anybody.
You know what's crazy is if Donald Trump was... So I'm surprised they can't find anything on Trump.
I know, right?
He's 80 years old. He's a business mogul, right? Yeah. He had Mr. Universe. Mm-hmm. They can't find shit.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. That's actually one of those things that I'll be honest with you. They call him Teflon Don. I'm just like, wow, good for him.
That's impossible.
There must be something. They must have been planning this for a while. That's the only other thing I can think about because you knew they were going to come after. They come after everyone 100 miles per hour. He is the toxic masculinity they have been selling us from 2008 on. He came along at a perfect time for them. He's the old rich white guy who is toxic. Why? Listen to him say the thing about grabbing by the pee. Everyone see? I've even had guys. Listen to this. I played high school or college football. That was the first time I really learned what jersey chasers and groupies were about. I'm talking about one of the first times going to a bar in college, a girl walked by, grabbed my face, and stuck her tongue down my throat. These women were being tossed at you. And that was just in college, let alone having some real money in the NFL or anywhere else. Guys I was with, we used to go to school, all this stuff would go down. I'm talking to my friend the other day, and he's like, he said this, and that's just uncouth. I go, all of a sudden you forgot jersey chasers exist? He said, they let you. Not I take, they let you. There's multiple jersey chasers that had let me. Just like the star effers that you hear in Hollywood. Oh, you did. They'll let you. So all of a sudden I said to him, I go, all of a sudden now you just don't remember that? If we're talking to this guy and this guy, that your cousin, you just don't, you forget what that is? And I'm like, you're just getting all feminine, bro. Come on. Now you're switching your game up because you just don't like him because you know it's true. You know that stuff's true. And that's how you and I have talked together in the locker room. All of a sudden now it's a problem because the old white guy did it. Stop being a woman. Like, stop it.
Like, you got to know the context.
Yeah. It didn't matter. An illegal recording from 6 or 7 years before he was even running for office. They held on to that. And you were talking about how they hadn't found anything. That was the only thing they held on to just in case of something. And the something was him running for office. And then they go, oh, here you go. This is back in 2005. He said this quietly to somebody he thought was just friends talking. Oh, so he's the worst guy. But we kept him on TV to make money. What about all that money you guys made off this terrible human being? You're not going to return that, are you, NBC? So I should listen to you.
And CNN.
And CNN, all these guys.
2016 to 2020.
Oh, they made
Number
a lot
one
of
show
money.
because of him.
Because of him.
He was a funny dude.
He is a funny guy. He's like, he'll be up there for like hours just cracking jokes. And you know what? And it hurts me, right? Because like, I remember how they treated Clinton. And they made him like, come off like one of the coolest guys ever. And after 9/11, a little bit after 9/11, they showed Bush in a better light. And our country came together, and it's like we had a chance in 2016, regardless of get behind a president that was going to push through a lot of this like cancel culture nonsense. We were going to be able to laugh and joke again and not take things that seriously and get back that American like chest up that we need. And they said, nope, you can't bring back that masculinity. And people missed out on opportunities that laugh. To relieve, when you laugh, you release that pressure. Yeah. You can't, they don't want you to release the pressure. They want you to keep you tight. Why? So they can go down. And people are going, I can't go to school. He got elected. You're like, you can't go to school? Yale shut down classes and be like, you need to speak to a counselor. What? Like, oh my God. I lost a car in LA for 3 years, and I was taking the bus and the train and getting home at like 4 a.m. with like crackheads all over it. I kept going to work. You tell me you can't go to school, to an Ivy League school, all of a sudden you can't do it? You can't go into work? Come on, people. That's a wrong direction.